Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Year of Early Childhood Development series here on the Serenity Resource Connector. It's been a while, right? When we met last month talking about PDI. So this episode, the series rather, is brought to you in partnership with the Early Childhood Commission through the kind endorsement of Tait's Pharmacy, Clarendon Super Pharmacy, right there in the heart of Maypen, and our program partners, Serenity Consulting Services, Sha-Gore Aggregates Limited, National Self-Serve Wholesale, and of course, Cousins Construction Services Limited. I am Winsome Sharia Whittle, the founder of Serenity Consulting Services and host producer of the Serenity Resource Connector. It is always a pleasure to have you here, whether you're joining us live or you're watching the replay of this episode. Always a pleasure to have you here. If this is your first time tuning in, a warm welcome to you. Thank you so much. Do subscribe to the channel, set your notifications so you don't miss us when we go live each Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And please remember to share with your community. So, in this episode, we are going to be talking about brain builder centers and 0 to 3 comprehensive training. What exactly are those? All right, I'm going to bring on the team from the Early Childhood Commission, Team ECC, to come and share with you what exactly that is all about. Welcome, Val Marie, Andrea. Thank you for joining me here in the virtual space. Thank you, ladies, for joining me.
Thank you
Always
for having us.
awesome. Always a pleasure to host you all here. So let's get started. Share with our viewers, Andrea, what is the Brain Builder Center and 0 to 3 comprehensive training all about? Give us some background.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. We're excited to be here as usual. All right, because as we continue to celebrate the year of early childhood development, we're happy to, allow our practitioners, our viewers, our parents, and the wider Jamaica to know that we at the Early Child Commission, we don't just come up with plans out of thin air, but we are informed by what is called our National Strategic Plan, and that is a plan that informs us about actions to be taken across the early childhood sector. And from the National Strategic Plan, we would have the 0 to 3 strategy, and the 0 to 3 strategy was is a part of the Brain Builders program, which was developed based on some analysis of strengths and challenges in the early childhood sector by Professor Maureen Samsvons in 2018. So it was recognized at the time that greater focus needs to be paid to children birth to 2 years old. And this resulted in the implementation of the 0 to 3 strategy coming out of our NSP. And it really includes an emphasis on the first 1,000 days of the child's life. And the main objective of the strategy is to ensure that all Jamaican children, every one of them, each baby born to us in Jamaica, get the best start in life in their first 1,000 days. And how do we do this? We do this by attending to their needs. So the 0 to 3 strategy focus on specific needs like health needs, nutrition, social protection, child protection, early stimulation, and early intervention. All right. So as we look at these needs, I am going to just, share with you a little bit about these needs. So when we're looking at health needs within the 0 to 3 strategy, we're looking at prenatal care. We're looking at exercise. We're looking at maternal care for the mother. We're looking at different, diseases, maternal diseases, diseases caused by varying environmental influences and so on. And we also look at postnatal care for both mother again and baby, general hygiene for mother, and care for baby, hygiene for baby. We also look at immunization. And as we all know,
All right, Val Marie,
Yes, I realized that her camera was stuck. So,
All right, sorry
uh,
about
she's
that.
back.
oh, okay.
I
Welcome
lost
back.
connection. I'm not sure where you lost me. I was speaking about the different needs that we're attending to within the 0 to 3 strategy.
Right.
All right, so we look at these needs. So we're at the health needs, and I was saying that we look at prenatal care, exercise, maternal care for mother and baby. And we also look at some harmful diseases that may impact, mother during pregnancy, that may have an harmful impact on the baby. So we want to ensure that our mothers are aware of these and or practitioners are aware of these so they can inform parents and pregnant mothers of, the actions to take, how to protect themselves and their baby. As we continue to look at health, we also look at postnatal care and immunization. And immunization is required by law in Jamaica to protect our small ones from those harmful diseases that are, highly contagious and so on. And we look at nutrition. So nutrition, we're looking at an healthy diet. During pregnancy, for mother and fetus, how mother should eat so it can have a good impact on the fetus, on the baby before the baby is born. And when the baby is with us and is in infancy, we want to ensure that the baby is now receiving, say, breast milk and some form of, formula substitute where necessary. And as the baby grows a little bit older, into, yeah, say 12 to 6 to 12 months, we want to ensure that they are, introduced to those solid foods in a, in the proper manner, and is prepared properly for the baby. Soft crush, cut finely, and so on. And as the child gets older, we see that the nutrition will change for the child. So we want to influence parents and caregivers as to how to care to these, for these nutritional needs of our infants and toddlers. All right. And as we look at stimulation, our babies are there and they really explore through their senses at this time. And because they explore through their senses, we want to ensure that our practitioners are able to arouse these senses by stimulation, by touching, by back and forth interaction. So we speak to them about those things. All right. And we move to social protection. What is social protection? We want to safeguard our children against eventualities and risk moving forward into the future. All right. So, in essence, we want to reduce these risks for our children as they develop at this stage. So, we want to inform our parents and our practitioners about how to reduce these risks. All right, and to protect our babies socially. And then there's child protection, again embedded in law. Again, speak to how we protect our children from harm, whether it be from parents or from persons within the community or just from some cultural practices, because those things can seep into how we interact with our babies. And then there's early intervention that we also look at. And so we're there and we're interacting with our babies as parents, as practitioners, and we want to, be sure that we're examining the expected outcomes for our children, the expected developmental milestone. We want to observe them carefully and record what is happening with them, whether it be in our mind or whether it be, on paper. As practitioners, we need to record, physically, so persons have that note to go back to make decisions. Is it now that our children need early intervention? So that this helps us, early intervention helps us to identify and to, provide effective early support to children who are at risk for poor developmental outcomes, for delays, or for disabilities. So that is what early stimulation does for us. So we're looking at these needs, and we are here and we are in the Brain Builder programs, and we're saying, yes, we would have established Brain Builder centers, but in establishing Brain Builder centers, we now need to build capacity. So in building capacity, we have the 0 to 3 comprehensive training, which will build the capacity of the parents and the practitioners within the centers, parents who access the service, parents who don't access the service. And a part of the 0 to 3 strategy also include that first 1,000 days app, because that app is able to track your pregnancy from conception up to, that first 1,000 days of life. So we encourage all our practitioners, all our parents to, get on board, get involved, and to become more aware of the strategies that are available at the Early Child Commission to support good outcomes, or the best outcomes for our children, between 0 to 3 years old. So that is really the background of the 0 to 3 strategy. Thank you.
Wow. I trust that we're all taking that in. Um, very interesting and informative information there. Anything else from you, Lady Val?
No, I think my colleague Andrea covered it all. Now, just want to emphasize that based on that initiative, now we designed the Brain Builder Center programs and the 0 to 3. So she did cover everything, I think.
Oh, yes, you're all experts. Amazing. All right. But with all of this, you put all of these things in place, and the real thing about it is that we want to know if they're really working. And so that's why we have some principals, a couple principals coming in to join us. And trusting that our teacher, oh yes, she's back with us. There was a little technical problem here, but she's back with us, are going to be coming on now to share with us what has been their experience and whether or not these things are really working. All right, so sit tight, Team ECC. You're going to be coming back to join me shortly. But let's get on Lady Anita, Principal Ebenezer of Ebenezer Methodist, right? Did I get that correct?
You are so right.
All right. Awesome. And then we also have joining us a principal from Constitution Hill, and that is Lady Melissa. I got it right, eh?
Yes,
Melissa.
you did. Yes, you did.
Because some persons say Melisha, Melika. So you want to make sure that we get it right. And we also have our teacher in the mix, Jovian Jones, and she's also joining us from Team Ebenezer. Welcome, ladies, to the Serenity Resource Connector space.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're most welcome.
Awesome, awesome. All right. So just to put things in perspective, so Constitution Hill is a public institution, whereas Ebenezer Methodist is a private institution. Correct?
Yes,
Right.
private
So
and
we are
public.
right. So we are getting perspective from a private institution and a public institution. So we getting a 360-degree mix here on the year of early childhood this on this episode. So Lady Anita, how would you describe the Brain Builder program?
Well, for me, it's an excellent program. From the very moment I heard about the Brain Builder Center program, I was so excited, and especially the fact that I had a young child then.
Ah,
So I am also a proud mother, a proud parent of the Brain
congrats.
Builder Center. And I must add that based on my experience, the children who started the Brain Builder program are a bit advanced than the other children because they get the right start. So I do believe it's an excellent program. I can't wait to have more of them in our country.
Ah, amazing. And I see Lady Jovia nodding in agreement with you.
Yes.
All right,
Indeed.
because you have the little ones there dealing with and all of that. So let's move to you, Lady Jovian. What specifically do you like best about the Brain Builder?
Well, I like the fact that, you're able to help children or to help infants from a very, very tender age to develop their brain so that they can, advance to the next educational levels and even go on to engaging in lifelong learning. And as Mrs. Johnson had said that, really and truly, I realized that the children that start out at that level, they are more advanced than the others.
Okay.
Indeed.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Lady Melissa, to share with us what has been your experience.
The Brain Builder Center really has been a blessing in disguise for Constitution Hill Primary and Infant. As you would have stated, the primary and infant school, we are a public institution. Because we are a public institution, government owned, the youngest child that we could have was 3 years and 8 months.
So
Okay.
another dynamic to Constitution Hill Primary and Infant is that we are in the rural part of Jamaica. So that's East Rural St. Andrews. So we are not close to the corporate area per se. The closest town to us is 20 minutes. And when the infant school was instituted, was added to the primary school, the basic school was closed. And usually the basic school caters to children from 3 to 6. Now, there was a gap in the community of Constitution Hill where persons that had their 3-year-olds could not send them to school. So they were coming to us and we're like, we can't take your child or children until they are 4. So we
Wow.
couldn't legally have a child younger than 4 years old at the school. So all these years, you'd have had children from 2 years old going to school. Know that the basic school is closed. What do we do? And the crisis was such that if it is that the students started to leave the community and to go to a school in Kingston or the closest area, they would not come back to Constitution Hill. So then that jeopardized our infant program altogether. So if the children at this young stage were leaving the community, we had to be saying that they're going to leave. So we had that dialogue with the Early Childhood Commission, and they said the only way that we can solve that gap, you need to have a brain builder center. And we got on board. The staff members got on board and we started talking to the parents. And I must say, thankfully, the Early Childhood Commission came on board because because we were new, there are some things in order to be certified, you have to meet the 12 standards. And they came on board to ensure that we met it, that we could have the Brain Builder Center instituted. Parents were involved. It was like, wow, miss, this is the best thing. And so we are working to expand our program because under the Brain Builder Center, the contract or the stipulation is that if the school can provide the space, we will staff the person. So we will provide staffing, nutritional support, and all of that. So we had a room and we are taking 3. So we're starting with 3. So as is our Brain Builder Center caters to the 3-year-olds, we're hoping to expand and get another room so that we can take children from as young as 2. But it really has been a blessing in disguise for our school, not just the school, but the community in general. And as I said, persons have been on board, parents, teachers, and I must say in this space, thanks to the Early Childhood Commission. And yes, I think that this is something to definitely continue. It's beneficial to the students because they look forward to school. The resources that we would have received, the material. So when you come to our Brain Builder Center, persons are like, wow, I love this room. So it has been good for us.
Wow, I love it.
Indeed.
You can hear the passion and the excitement. Well, that is awesome. All right, another win for the Early Childhood Commission and another win for our children. Be- Indeed.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
So you mentioned in terms of the parents coming on board. Has that been the same for Ebenezer in terms of the parents coming on board? And tell us how exactly your parents
Yes, it's the
coming on board.
same.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same for us. Parents are loving it. To be honest with you, we have maybe over 30 now who wants to be a part of the program. We have to be telling them that we are full for September and
Oh,
hopefully January. I even mentioned to them that based on how September might be, because I'm super excited, we may have to make another request for a caregiver. So we are definitely doing an exceptional job and parents are loving it.
amazing, amazing. Hold on. You said that you are full for the. So do you have programs for parents as well as the students?
Full as in the number of children that we are currently having, because our space, the
Okay.
room that we are using now, can hold up to 15. But I am
Okay.
seeing that we may need some more space come September or January.
All
So we're going to
right.
seek to get some help where that is concerned.
All right. Sophia is saying expansion. Love it. Of course, this sounds
Oh,
good for
yes.
Jamaica. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in with us live. It's always a pleasure to see the excitement going on in the comments. Right. All right. Remember to share which institution you're joining us from, because I'm sure we have some people from Ebenezer and Constitution Hill who are here. So please let your colleagues know that you're tuned in, supporting them virtually. All right. Awesome. All right. So for the year of early childhood development, Team ECC has been focusing heavily on the whole matter of teacher quality and children outcome. How exactly has the brain builder impacted that in terms of teacher quality? All right, I'm gonna go to Jovian. Jovian, tell me from your experience, how has the program impacted you in terms of your ability to deliver? Are you able to deliver at a better level than you were delivering before, now that you're in this program? And how are the children benefiting from it?
Is that question directed towards me? Because I'm getting a little bit of, it's a little
Delay.
bit of itches glare here and there.
Yes, that's your
Okay, could you
question.
repeat the question for me?
Right. How has the program impacted you as a
Yeah, I'm
teacher?
thinking.
In All right, in terms of teacher quality and children
Okay.
outcome, how has the program impacted you and the children that you serve?
Well, I would say that, not that you said something about if I'm able to teach much better. Sometimes it can be a little bit challenging, but we have ways of working through that. um it has really helped me. I'm learning a lot about these babies, and it's such a joy to be around them, to be able to nurture them, to care for them. Being in the brain builder center, you become more, you're not just focused on the teaching learning process, but no, you realize that you have to be nurturing more, you have to be caring more for them, because most of them, they are little babies,
Yes.
especially the ones that we're dealing with right now. We realize that we had a lot more babies now. So we have to be nurturing them, and so sometimes they're there, and have to be assisting them in many different ways. So you realize that your role as a teacher has increased. You have multiple tasks or multiple roles to play, so it's not just teaching. And because when I remember when I used to be on teaching practice, I used to teach like class two, the 4-year olds, which was one of my favorite classes to teach. But now that I'm in the Brain Builder Center, I realize that I have to be a lot more nurturing and caring for them, which I find enjoyable. At times I have to be feeding them and stuff. And I must say I'm not a mother yet, but I'm learning a lot about by just dealing with these children and learning about them on a daily day-to-day basis. I believe it is helping me. So when I get
Mhm.
there, it
Okay,
will have to
Amen.
actually help me
that's
to be a
right.
better parent and stuff. So I'm really enjoying that. And as for the children, I really realize that really and truly they are more advanced. Right now, I have some of them where we're doing evaluation, end of term evaluation with them, because we teach them letters and numerals and stuff. And I'm realized so far that a lot of them are mastering. So when I see all of that happening, it brings such joy. Especially this little one, I think she was about, I think maybe about 7 months when I met her, when I started there. And to see her grow and and develop so much, it brings such joy, and you feel such fulfillment and accomplished to see, this little child, when you just got there, she was there, not even creeping at the time or anything like that. And to see her growing so much, and now, scoring those, mastery on her evaluations and stuff, interacting with you in class. I mean, it brings such joy and fulfillment when you see all of that happening.
Wow,
Yes.
I love this, because for us to really make a difference, especially in the early childhood sector, this is what we have to see. It has to be fulfilling for the
Yes, it
teachers,
is.
the
It is.
different practitioners across the board, because it's no easy task, as we all know. And so it's really great that the Brain Builder is able to offer you that. Another win for the Brain Builder, we have a
Mm.
prospective parent here who is already learning about parenting, so through the program. So another win for
Oh,
Brain
yes.
Builder. Yes, that is, and that
Yeah.
is really, that's really impact. That's impact, because you're growing as an individual, so you're able to better
Yes.
serve the little, I call them the little people. You're able to better
Yes.
serve the little people. Right. All right. So back over to you, Lady Militia. From your, in, how has the program impacted teacher quality and children outcome in your institution?
I think it has significantly, because the minimum qualifications for a teacher to be on the Brain Builder program is at least an associate degree. That's the minimum in terms of teacher, for the lead teacher that is present. And not only that, the caregivers that work along with the teacher, they have to be trained in early childhood. So anybody that is working in the Brain Builder Center must have early childhood training. The caregivers that work along with the lead teachers, they must be trained up to at least from at least level 1 in heart certification. So all the persons that are working with the children, they are trained practitioners. So if it is for some reason the teacher is not present, the caregivers can have the class. And one of the things that I also like about it, even with the planning that's happening, it's not just the teacher sitting and coming up with her plan. So like at our school, we have common planning time where the teachers and the caregivers, because for the caregivers, if they were working in the basic school, they would have a class that they would be in charge of. So at our institution, I will say to the lead teacher, it's not just you, it's not all about you, because if it is that these persons were in the basic school, they would have a class on their own. So it's all of you working together, and some of these caregivers, they're coming with experience from where they are. So the teacher doesn't know it all. So I find that there's this camaraderie and support among the members of staff. So when you come to the school, the only persons know that there's a difference in terms of the teacher and the caregiver are those on staff, because to all the students, everybody is teacher, everybody is miss. And at any point in time, so if a lesson is going to be taught, everybody knows the plan. And what I like about our school as well, it's not a case where the lead teacher is there and the caregivers are just sitting. No, they rotate. So at this point, one teacher will do circle time, and when they are doing the devotional activities, so there's that kind of rotation. So there's a building of capacity. And even for the caregivers, they are striving to go and get qualified. So most of our, so one teacher, one of the caregivers, when she started, she had level 1 certification. Since she has started, because this is our second year having a Brain Builder Center, she has enrolled in heart to do her level 3. One teacher came on and she had level 3. Since she has started, she has enrolled in the degree program, because she don't want to just be at that level. So it's all about that kind of capacity building. And I see where it has helped our students. And I remember there was one student we got, she started late. So school usually late in terms of the school term started in September. Her parents came. Well, her mom was the janitor working at the school, and she came to me and she said, "Miss, I have a little girl at home. She's 3. She just turned 3. I know that it's April. Can you take her in? At least let her start the program." That's it, no problem. Have her come. When we had a conversation with her parents, and we were doing that little interview, her dad said that he was going to have her assessed because he thought she may be having some, and this was at the onset of COVID. So our Brain Builder Center started in March when COVID just started. And he was saying that he thought his daughter had some speech impediment or something is wrong with her. So I said, let her come. And she came, and we found that nothing was wrong with the child. It's just that she wasn't interacting. At home, it was just mommy and daddy, and they didn't talk much. You see, by the end of term, so she started, so the Brain Builder Center doesn't close. per se. So when the regular school will close in July, the brain or June, end of June, early July, the Brain Builder Center goes for the entire year. So even though she started in April, she had 4 months. By August, this little girl was chatting up a storm. And the teachers encouraged that. So when she came, it was all about symbols. And the teachers recognized that they would say, no, you need to speak. If you want to go to the bathroom, say bathroom. Don't. So she would come and she would touch. And she was pointing. So I said, you need to
Wow.
encourage her to talk. So then she started to point and she would say bathroom, or she wants something to eat, juice, what kind. By August, you would never believe when her parents came for her report. They were like, Miss, no man, madam, not talking. And I'm like, nothing is wrong with her. So
Love
based
it.
on that, that was one of our success stories. And I'm like, wow, 4 months in the Brain Builder Center. She was at home all along. And when she came out and started interacting with the students, because even in that COVID period, the latter part, because the restrictions were removed and the Brain Builder children were allowed to come in face to face. And that interaction made a difference in terms of nutrition, because we get support from the Early Childhood Commission. We ensure that the meals that are provided are in line, and we tell the parents, and you talk about parents coming on board. So there's a day when we say, listen, this is water day. So the children, they don't bring any juice. They need to bring
Right.
water, and the parents come and they ensure that that's that. We also have a fruits day where there are no snacks. So if you bring any Doritos or any of those snacks, no, what is it's fruits for the students. So even from that standpoint, they pack the little lunch bag with the fruits, and they know when it's water day, and we tell them every day you come, ensure that your child has water. So the same thing that we are preaching at school, they are preaching at home, and we would have had conversations with them, coming in and letting them, and they have seen the difference. So that's what it has, some of the things that it
So,
has done for our teachers as well as our students.
oh my goodness, we could sit here and listen all evening, but we're gonna hear from the a parent herself as to what exactly has been happening. So stick around, ladies. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna bring you back on, but before that, let's get in some of the reactions. What an amazing sharing. Oh Lord, it's just so amazing from our principal. So joining me now is our parent. Welcome, 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 Lady Letish. Sounds it seems as if you're muted. Check your microphone. Make sure you're
Thank you for having me.
right. Awesome. All right. So after that awesome sharing, so Letish is a parent at Ebenezer. All right.
Yes, I am.
All right. So tell us, what has your experience been like? We've been hearing from the school side. We want to hear from you as a parent. What has been your experience with the program?
My experience is it's a great program, the Brain Builder Center, because I do have a child,
Yes.
almost 2 years, and he's
Oh,
attended the Ebenezer Methodist Basic School. And so far, I have seen improvements in him because I remember when he just started, he wasn't speaking as much because it was just mommy and daddy at home. But now he's running about, he's climbing, he's doing everything. So I think the Brain Builder is a great program for parents and that they should definitely send their children.
all right. It sounds like they are gonna have to teach the parents how to deal with the talking and also why this and why that, because you're gonna have
Yes,
to learn a lot of patience to deal with them, because you
I
send
am
your baby
telling
out
you.
not talking and they come back talking up a storm.
Yes,
You're wondering,
they
what did
are.
they do to my child, right?
Yes, he is. He is speaking. He's doing everything now.
Awesome. Any specific activity that you can identify that would have helped?
I think circle time, they sing. In during circle time, they do story time, they sing. And I realize now that he's singing a lot, he's clapping, he's even praying. He closes his eyes and whispers something,
I
and then
love
he
that.
says, Amen.
Amen.
So,
All right.
yes. So, for devotion and specifically circle time.
Awesome. That is really great. That's really great. But as a parent, are there activities that you get involved in at this school or to support the teachers and what's happening at the school?
At the school, yes, sometimes, well, I am also doing a training as a Methodist basic school. So sometimes I will go in, like, for example, take part in the devotion as well and help them with the children over there doing activities, whether finger painting or crayons, if they're doing coloring as well.
All right. And other parents are part of that support team?
Some parents are. Yes, some parents do support.
All right, because it's very important that we have the parents in the mix. So when they leave school, you know where exactly to continue so you can keep the momentum flowing because otherwise they're going to be way ahead of you. You know, you're going to have to be running to catch them up, right? Because some of us as adults are going to have to go back and
Yes,
do
we
some
have to run
studies
there.
to engage effectively with these little people.
I too. I think so.
Right. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. We have some amazing feedback here. Right. Thank you, Sophia. And there's so many entities. I can't bring them all on. There's just the chat is just going like rapid fire. Thank you so much, Doreen Brown, as usual. Mrs. Brown, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Movement of BBC. Seeing you and many others. Charlene Brown, seeing you. Thank you, Latish. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna bring you on for you to give some final thoughts for the other parents. All right. So at this time, Lady Elaine, it's your time to come on as a practitioner and a participant in this 0 to 3 comprehensive training to tell us. Welcome, Lady Elaine.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure being here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great. So understand that you're part of this 0 to 3 comprehensive training.
Absolutely.
Yes. Tell us a little about it. How has it been going? How many
Wha-
months have you been in it?
it has been going great so far. It's begun in officially in March. We have done some very exciting course and
We're
the
not seeing your
facilities.
face. We're not seeing your face. We
Okay,
want to see your
are you
face. So
seeing
yeah.
me now?
Yes.
Um, we're doing
Yes.
some very exciting course. The facilitators they are good, and what I'm learning some new stuff as well. And would sit here all evening and listen to my colleagues, yes, talk about the brain builders. And what's so exciting about it, the course is 0 to 3, and at my institution, I are from 0 to 3 because there's also a nursery. And
Oh,
it is, yes, it is so awesome when you have these little ones. And at one point, you thought you couldn't teach these babies. But having gone through this comprehensive course, you realize that these children, they do understand, they do learn, they do, when they see, they will do a little thing, they will shake, and they do so much more. And when you learn that from conception, that these babies really, really are already taking part because they can listen, they can sing to them well in the tummy, that they can read stories, the siblings can read to them, and so these children are able to recognize your voice. So having been in the 0 to 3 at one point, to feel like, is it worth it? But each time when you go and the facilitators, they are just as vibrant. The first speaker that spoke this evening was Mrs. Andre Edwards, and she's one of the facilitators. So you know that we are up for something good because these ladies, they know their stuff.
all right. Amazing. Amazing. So what's the best part of it for you so far? If you are to pick one area, which would that be?
If I were to pick one area, I love to do the research because when I get back to class, I am fluent. It's not because I am bright, but because I would have gone ahead and last week the topic was about teratogen. First I'm hearing about that, but it just makes me feel like I am one of the facilitators because when I get home, I would find my family members who are pregnant and say, "Listen, we have an interview to do." So it kind of give me that kind of drive to go and go and go because by the time I finish this course, I'm supposed to be well learned. So
Wow.
I love to do the research because I remember one week we when we were asked to do this presentation and you were asked some things that can impact miscarriage and it can impact the child and it can be birth defects and it just makes me keep on going and I just love the research part of it because I learn.
Amazing. Learning by doing.
Right.
Repeat that term that you learned. What
Pardon
is
me.
it? What was the term that you learned?
Start them right, make them bright. I love that
Okay.
term. And
Start with
another thing that really kept me going is that in my group, which is the first group, the original group, when I got an assignment and my other colleagues don't get it, I make sure I call them. I say, listen, if I fail, you fail. So guess what? We're gonna do the assignment. We're gonna do the research. This is it. If you want help, I'll help you. So what I do, I'll have a WhatsApp group and we call each other and we talk to each other and I say, listen, the assignment must go in because when you're out, I am out. So I just love that part about it, the team part about it.
amazing. You're already a winner. Just by that. You're already
Thank
a winner.
you. Thank you.
All right. All right. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna bring you back on. So for the wrap up, but we're gonna get back on the ECC team now to give us some additional information about these programs. So Lady Val Marie, we're gonna start with you. All right. Oh my goodness. Uh, I, I tell you, I'm not supposed to be this excited at this time of the evening. Take some time to wind down. Right. So we are going to, I was just so excited to bring on the practitioner to get that side.
Yes,
To
yes.
what is going. So now you're going to solidify as to a little background about the 0 to 3 program. Give us some, what's the content all about, assessment and things of that nature.
All right, good. So first, let me talk about the 0 to 3 comprehensive training program. It's a 1 year program, and it's designed specifically for the parents or guardians, practitioners in the nurseries, the brain builder centers, the daycares, and also for caregivers who interact with this age cohort. It was developed by us, the Early Childhood Commission, and the whole process was guided by our training department. Now, the aim of the program is to develop the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and the expertise of our parents or caregivers and our early childhood practitioners as they support the growth and development of our children. And when we say children, we are speaking primarily of the fetus to 3 years old. So it's from conception to 3 years old, right? So it's not any pure thing,
Mm.
right? Now, another thing about the program is that I mentioned that it was 1 year, so it spans across 3 terms, and there are 6 modules that take the participant on a journey, because it's really a journey from conception to 3 years old, and each module is broken down into units. Now, the content includes all areas of child development. Well, hold on. Don't get all, wow, this is college stuff. No, no, it's very simple so that the parents can understand exactly what we're talking about, can assimilate and use the information. So it covers how the fetus develops in the mother's womb and takes the participant on the journey from infancy to toddler to the child at 2 and 3. And can I tell you, we have loads of fun with the content because they have dramatizations and all sorts of things, people pretending to give birth and whatnot. So the content also looks at nutrition of both the mother and
Mhm.
baby. So we're looking at prenatal care and postnatal care. Our participants spoke of the term teratogen. We just completed that. So those are those external factors that can harm the baby. You know, if the so for example, alcohol, drinking of alcohol during pregnancy. We're talking
Right.
about smoking and even secondhand smoking. You know,
Mm.
just the whole gamut. We're looking at how the mother feeds herself. Persons get to prepare a budget. So if you're on you're a rich parent, or if you're on a very tight budget in these harsh economic times, how can you prepare healthy meals to help your unborn child and your children up to 3 years old? So we look at stimulation of children from both birth to 3 years old, and including children with special needs. Oh, yes, we don't leave out our exceptional children at all,
Yeah.
whether they're gifted or they have developmental delays. It doesn't matter. We include everybody. We're all inclusive. So the program itself is inclusive.
Wow.
No, we're not
Yes.
finished yet.
You all have a lot.
Yeah, so we're looking at the content now.
Yes.
No, can I tell you that the content explores various topics, like conception and early pregnancy. We're looking at the 3 trimesters of pregnancy. So we're looking at from when the sperm connects with the egg, to when the egg change out, to when it starts to develop into fetus, and just a full term baby and so
Journey.
on, right at a journey to pushing
Yes.
out the baby, having
Mm.
going into labor and so on, and what to do, what to pack. We're looking at the content includes a whole gamut of information: bonding time with the baby before birth, taking care of the pregnancy, eating healthy during pregnancy, the first 1,000 days. And we also include our app, our first 1,000 days app. So we teach parents and caregivers how to access the app, how to use it, so they can track the progress of the development of their children. We're looking at labor and what it entails. We look at this very sensitive topic. We don't talk about it much in our country, in our society, but postpartum depression. No,
Oh,
not
yes.
right. Yes, the content was well researched to include that. We're looking at educational approaches such as the Montessori approach. We look at breastfeeding, play at all stages of the child's life. So play during pregnancy, play during birth, at birth to one, or birth to 12 months, from 13 months to 24 months and 3 years. And look at language development. We look at strategies to stimulate language, the cognitive development, social, emotional, physical development, a whole range of topics covering each stage of development of this particular age cohort. And then what is, I'm just going on because I'm so excited. I don't even know if you want to ask me a question.
That's a team ECC.
But I want to talk about the
Can I let
benefits
can I let
wisdom.
out a secret?
Yes.
From the very first episode, right? We usually have these representatives from the various organizations, not calling any names, would come on, and before we get on screen, they're like very timid. Oh, some of them, it's the first I'm going to be doing this. And then when they come on the program, oh Lord, they get so passionate about what they do, they just share.
Yes, and that is this is what working with the Early Child Commission and our pro standards and our whole mandate for these little people, as you call them, because I call them little people too. It's so
Yeah.
exciting, and the benefits. I want to talk about the benefits of the program.
Yes.
Apart from the wealth of information that is delivered each week, each Thursday, the
Yes.
program can be facilitated using a blended approach. So for now, because of the COVID and so on, we started out online, but the program can be delivered face to face. Right. So
Okay.
now we're online. So whether it is face to face or online, we cater to both modes of delivery. And another great feature or benefit, if you will, in doing this training for parents and practitioners and caregivers, or just about anybody who just wants to learn about the children at this stage and how to care for them and what is expected, is that it caters to the learning styles of the participants.
Oh,
So we make it fun because, ECC is all about the fun while learning. We play as we learn.
yes.
So we make it fun and exciting. And additionally, I would say that there will be a change in not only the attitude of the parents or the caregivers or the practitioners, but also a change in how they interact with the children, how the mother or the family will interact with that pregnancy. You heard our participant talking about sharing the information with a
Yes.
family member. That family member is actually pregnant. So she was so excited when she started the topic on harmful diseases and so on, and during
Yes.
pregnancy and so on. So we cater to their needs. We help them to interact better with the children. Or the interaction will become more purposeful, more meaningful for both fetus or
Yes.
child and caregivers, no matter who the caregiver is, whether it be parent or practitioner. And in the interaction in the nurseries too, you heard that principal speaking so passionately about what goes on in the brain builder centers, and the parents looking at the success stories that have been spoken of. So you know it's exciting. It offers a lot of benefits, and I'm so happy that many persons have come on. Or assessment tool, how we assess the participants. The assessment activities are hands-on. So we're talking about they get opportunities to create brochures, they create
Wow.
questionnaires, and
Mhm.
they have simulation exercises. They do presentations, they do journal writing. For some modules, there will be a practicum. There will be opportunities to set up a learning environment in the home or in the school, in the centers. It's just a wide range of activities, and each of these assessment activities are guided by a rubric, right? Um, the training itself is facilitated, as I said, on a virtual platform now.
Right.
Right. But that will continue for the rest of the year. When the second year starts, then I hope, pray that we will go face to face, because then it will be even more exciting and more
Oh,
hands-on, yes, and more interactive than it is. But the attendance has been good, has been wonderful. We have a set of committed participants who come on, or attendance rather, go as high as 24 or more. I think when we just started, Andre, if you can correct me, it was about 30 or 40 or something like that. I'm not remembering now, but it was really high. And our participants are so committed. Kudos to them. And that's it, my bit.
listen to me. By the time you all finish at the brain builder level, these children will not want to go on to the next level. You're gonna have to do something for them at the other stage because they want to come back
Yeah.
to the
And the
under.
parents too. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. We'll have better parenting skills, better
that's
parents
it.
out there. Yeah. I
That's
just want
it.
to invite those who are listening on the platform. I'm sorry for
Go
doing this,
right
but
ahead.
I
That's the
want them
purpose.
to
Yes.
join. Be excited. I hope that we have invoked some excitement in you, and you'll want to come on. Please register when the next time comes for you to register and come on in. We're doing great things here at the commission.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So, Lady Andrea, you're gonna join us in the wrap. Ladies, let's see your beautiful faces as we bring you all back on screen for the wrap up. We are gonna wrap for this episode. All right. So we are gonna look at oh Lord. I am just so happy for you all and the excitement that you're experiencing through the brain builder. Right, because what I was getting from all of this is that even for the teachers and practitioners, learning about the different stages and phases from conception throughout and all of that, it puts you in a better position to be able to provide more nurturing and how to actually engage. Because here it is that Lady Jovian, she's not yet a parent, but she's learning all of these things and now she understands how she's to engage with our little people. And I think that is very important. Right. But I'm here to facilitate and for you to share the excitement with the, the Serenity Resource Connector community. And remember, for all who are joining us live or watching the replay, please subscribe, set your notification so you don't miss us when we go live each week. And remember to share with your community because that's what it's all about. That's how we're going to spread the information because we need more brain builders, right? So more of our parents and the little people can benefit from the awesome stuff that's going on here. All right. Let me start with our parent, Lady Latish. What do you have to say to the other parents who are not yet a part of this program? What would you have to say to them at this point now that you've experienced?
I would say that you guys should, yes, come on out and register for this term that is going to begin for September because trust me, it helps to develop your child's brain. It stimulates them. It helps them to interact with their peers and they participate a lot more. So I would say it's a great experience. It's a great program. So you guys should definitely come and try it out.
All right, right, because we need them to communicate, right? Not stick with their
Yes.
devices. They need to know to communicate. All right, Lady Jovian,
Yes.
your final thoughts to other teachers, your colleagues.
Okay, well, I would say to them that, I mean, if some of them are probably their persons, even at this time, probably in training, teacher training at the early childhood level. I would say, whenever they apply, get into one of the brain builder centers. It's a great initiative to really to help children to build their brains from a very tender age, and it not just help with their cognitive development because while they're there, they're developing holistically in every single area because while they're learning the fine motor skills and the gross motor skills and all of that are being developed, you're able to help them and to see them grow and reach different developmental milestone. And as I said before, it brings such joy and fulfillment after seeing all of that. So I'd really encourage them just to do the best that they can and just to come and be a part of it.
All right, awesome. Charlene, thank you, Charlene. Charlene says she enjoyed the program a lot. Appreciate it. All right, I was just going to Lady Anita, but we lost her. Lady Elaine, right? What do you want to say to your fellow practitioners?
The foundation of any building is the strongest. And
Indeed.
so early childhood is the foundation and we need to invest in it heavily, especially the parents. Their children are never too young to make a difference. And so with this 0 to 3 comprehensive course, for those persons who miss it, after them life gone. So I hope if them want to get it back, they'll join when the next course begun.
All right, Lady Andrea, what are you going on with over in Region 7? Thank you so much, Lady Elaine. Lady Melissa, all right. What do you have to share on behalf of the principal community?
I must say thank you very much to the Early Childhood Commission for this initiative, partnering with the government of Jamaica, coming on board with the infant school, because I realized that you saw this gap. And in those areas, we thank you. Thank you for your continued support, for all that you have been doing, and for holding our hands through the process. Not just giving us this yardstick to say you need to get there and leaving us. No, you are there to guide us. You help us financially, you help us in terms of coming on board to set up the center as to what it was like, because it was a bit different, because there are younger children. So our development officers were at the school, the inspectors were there saying to our teachers, this is what needs to be done, this is what it looks like. So on behalf of us, thank you very much. And I know that it started as a trial to see if it is something that could work. And I hope that Constitution would have been one of those model schools that you can say, yes, man, this is something that definitely can work, and we need to expand the project. And we're not looking forward to its closure, but we're looking forward to expansion. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are grateful, we are appreciative. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, how could they ever close after that passionate plea? Oh, Lord. All right, Lady Val, final thoughts, and then Lady Andrea will wrap.
Just want to thank all those who are part of the 0 to 3 program and wish them all the best, and want to encourage those who missed it. When it comes around again, please register. It's a very exciting program. Parents, guardians, teachers, practitioners, it doesn't matter. Friends of practitioners, friends, the parents, friends, everybody, the whole family can register and participate.
Awesome. Lady Andrea?
All right. So thank you, Melissa. You have me almost crying. I'm so excited to hear it. Melita, I love you. I must say that. Elaine, I love you too. All right. Thank you, Latisha, for coming on. All right. So the 0 to 3 strategy, it really aimed to build capacity, and we're excited to see that capacity have been built and is still building. So we're happy about that, and we see that development is taking place in our children. So we know that the impact is there, and the Early Child Commission is very proud to be a part of the 0 to 3 strategy. And we at the Early Child Commission will not fail the next generation, because we must build capacity in our early childhood sector. So thank you for having us, and we are always here to support and to, as Elaine Melisha said, hold her hand if she needs it. Thank you all. Thank you as we continue to build capacity.
Amazing. I told you all, Team ECC comes with fire every third Thursday here on the Serenity Resource Connector. Thank you, ladies, for sharing space with us here on the Serenity Resource Connector. That has been another episode of the Year of Early Childhood Development. Man, oh man, we are halfway through the year, and it has been a very fulfilling journey, to borrow from uh, who was it that shared about fulfillment? It was Jovian that shared about fulfillment and the mean. That's what it has been on this journey with Team ECC. So thank you all for those who were able to join us live, for those who are watching the replay. Thank you for tuning in. You want to go back and watch from the front, because we had the views, I call it a 360-degree view. The only missing participants from this whole discussion are our little people. We had Team ECC, we had our principals, teacher, parent, practitioner who is in training. So they have been experiencing the program, and they were able to share passionately how it has been impacting their lives and the little people that they serve. So thank you again for tuning in. And I invite you to subscribe, set your notification. Next week, next Thursday, fourth Thursday, we have discussion with our municipal corporation, where we learn about the different services that they offer and how you can access, and you can ask a question live to get answers, feedback to any concerns you may have. Thanks again. Always a pleasure to have you here on the Serenity Resource Connector. Team ECC, big up on the south. Stay safe. All right.